Hello, I'm Manawoltos, and today I want to demonstrate to you Magic Set Editor, which you can find at magicseteditor.sourceforge.net. Okay, so let me just open something that I've got here, just a moment. So for those of you who do not know, this is a sort of uh, card game. I suppose you could say you can make custom cards for various card games. As the name implies, of course, a chief one of these is Magic the Gathering, but I've never really played Magic the Gathering, so I really went more with some Yu-Gi-Oh style cards that I decided to make. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so as you can see, these are some Yu-Gi-Oh looking cards, and these are ones that I made, and they are all about, I suppose you could say, history. They're about historical figures. Most of these are from World War II. Some of them are from a bit earlier. For example, this one is more of a World War One, and as you can see, it looks like a card would look, but instead of having the usual monster on it, you just have a a guy on there, and that's pretty cool. Okay, so as you can see, there's Erich von Ludendorff. There's a quote from him. On the ones that have no effect, I decided to just put a quote on there. So Hindenburg, nice looking, of course. A man who has seen 3 wars never will wish another war. He must be a friend of peace. Yeah, poor Hindenburg. Okay, then there's Showa Tenno, um, a former emperor of Japan who is now dead nowadays, but he was emperor during World War II. And Mussolini, of course. So the way you do this is you get a picture, of course, and you put it in there, and then you fill in the various things on there, and in the end, you can make a pretty nice looking card. Okay, so I'm just showing these off, really. So Victor Emmanuel III, there you are. Zhukov from Russia. My goodness, that's a lot of stars, but it's justified because he's got high stats. Stalin has high stats as well. Hermann Goering, he's got not the best stats, but still in there. Tojo. This one actually has an effect, so you can see this card can attack on the turn it is summoned. Because I think it's normally you can't do that, but with Tojo Hideki you can. And yes, I did put that in the correct order of the names, because I know some people like to switch the order, but I think it's proper this way, so might as well put it that way. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi. Once per turn, if you forfeit your battle phase, you may summon monsters at no sacrificial cost. That's actually pretty good. No attack, but some nice stuff going on. Lenin, when you summon this card, destroy every monster on your side that does not have the fire attribute. There's a fire attribute. There you go. Adolf Hitler has a pretty complicated one. During your standby phase, remove 1 monster on your side of a field from play that is not Adolf Hitler or Schutzstaffel, and special summon 1 Schutzstaffel, Third Reich type, token type, dark, level 6, attack 3000, defense 3000. In defense position, on your side of a field, if there are no eligible monsters, send 1 Schutzstaffel to the graveyard. If Adolf Hitler is the only monster on your side of a field, in your standby phase, send Adolf Hitler to the graveyard. Adolf Hitler may not be attacked while there are any Schutzstaffel on your side of a field. This card cannot be sacrificed. There you are, Adolf Hitler. You can't sacrifice him, so if you put him, if you play him, you better be ready to use him. But it's pretty good, I suppose. Well, not necessarily good, but it's a card that has its purposes. Okay, let's say you have a lot of weak cards. You put out an Adolf Hitler, and they all get upgraded to a 3,000 Schutzstaffel, and it's useful, I suppose, in some instances. Goebbels, once per turn, you can restore one monster to its original defense, because, as we all know, defense goes down as you take damage. There, he was the propaganda master for Adolf Hitler. Okay. Chester Nimitz. This card cannot be special summoned. This card cannot be normal summoned or set except by tributing 3 monsters. When your battle phase begins, destroy every monster the opponent controls that has the water attribute. Amazing. This card is MLG. That's why it's so high. Schutzstaffel this is a token card. If you haven't seen one of these, it's this sort of whitish gray color. It's not, you don't have to have one, but it's good to have because it makes things look okay, I suppose. And you've got spell card, a new front. Add an additional dual field that can be used to play cards. The new dual field includes 1 field card zone, 5 monster card zones, 5 magic and trap card zones, and nothing else. All of her zones are shared with the original dual field. A field card effect is limited to its own dual field. If this card is put in the graveyard or removed from play, all cards on the additional dual field are shuffled into their respective owners' decks. Okay, so what this does is it puts a new dual field out, which is some concept that I came up with, because normally you can only play 5 monster cards at one time, but if you put this out, you can play 10, and I think that's amazing. So that's pretty good. Reductio ad Hitlerum, a type of informal logical fallacy. And as you can see, it's got this meme on it where it says literally Hitler. It says activate only when an opponent's monster attacks. The opponent must search his hand for 1 Adolf Hitler. If there is no Adolf Hitler in his hand, he must search his deck and then shuffle it. If your opponent finds an Adolf Hitler, replace the attacking monster with that Adolf Hitler on the field and have your opponent shuffle it back into his deck. If your opponent does not have an Adolf Hitler in his deck or hand, you lose the game. So this is a very, very specific use card that if your opponent does not have an Adolf Hitler in his deck, you just got wrecked, mate. Because it's based on the concept of well, there's some law and argument where whenever whoever brings Adolf Hitler up in a debate first loses, but with this, it's you say Hitler, and if there is indeed a Hitler, then you're good to go. But if there isn't a Hitler, then you're not good to go. And this can actually wreck somebody, because let's say they have an Adolf Hitler in their hand or deck, and the only other card, and they're attacking with, let's say, a Victor Emmanuel III, and then the other monster card they have out is Chester Nimitz. That means that Adolf Hitler comes out and kicks Victor Emmanuel III off the field, shuffled back into the deck. And then, during the next standby phase, Chester W. Nimitz gets removed from play and replaced with a Schutzstaffel, which is actually much weaker. So this is actually a valid play, because Adolf Hitler just replaces everything you have with Schutzstaffel, which, if you've got more powerful stuff, then it's not okay, not okay at all. And they also don't have an effect. So if you have an effect monster that you really want to use, well, sorry, Adolf Hitler's on the field, can't allow that. Okay, I hope you liked watching this. If you want to see a tutorial on how to make cards in this, then please do comment for that. If you have anything to say, please do leave a comment. Because of this, I'm probably not going to be able to monetize the video. I'll try anyway. But if you want to just support me directly, you can always donate on Patreon. Follow me on Twitter and Google+. And I thank you all for watching, and I will be seeing you all next time on Awiltos, over and out.